I
evening.
have not made rough downtown oh no's.
Um,
Charles, what?
so how's it going there, Charles?
Hi,
Charles.
Charles.
I don't know if you know this, but you won the swag bundle from our.
The competition was fierce.
It
Yeah, it
was yeah
was. It
You
was
came out
quite
ahead in the
stacked.
end.
Quite
yeah
stacked.
yeah really could have gone any way there. Uh, it just but yeah, you won. I'll get it shipped out hopefully within a week, within 7 days. Um,
I
hang
hope
on,
you
let me.
like your cup and your
Yeah,
spiral.
that's straight up. The cup and the spiral are straight up designed by the inimitable Shelley Von Miller. So enjoy that. And whereas me, I just bought books from the internet. So impersonal, cold,
Speaking of buying books,
just
Blood
like me.
Sigils is pretty awesome. And it makes me really mad that I'm not a wizard. God damn it.
Wizard.
You mean a
You're
wizard like Banu Hakim?
Like any kind of wizard at this point. Like,
Just,
god damn it.
yeah,
God
I
damn
know
it,
it.
Chalupa.
It's got to be so difficult
Play
going
your
outside
cards
your
right.
comfort zone.
I'll teach you blood sorcery.
Are you suffering the whole time you're playing not a wizard, Scott? Is it painful?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna totally play this new
And you're
character. It's
muted.
gonna be sweet. Then Blood Sigils drops, and I'm like,
You know what?
More
The
blood
working.
sorcery in this coterie. I'm gonna shotgun you and everything you
I'm
love.
willing to die.
Do you know?
Bloodstone shotgunned.
Oh, you know what you should do is chip up the bloodstone that you got into bullets. Ah.
I'm gonna steal that thing and put it in my shotgun.
I mean, you'll
so
probably
big, I
need
don't-
Rory's.
A tracer round?
Oh, I will fuck it up and just blow it up and see what happens.
You'll
for
probably
science.
need Rory's. Yeah, for science. That is exactly how science works. Just go into it all willy nilly. But yeah.
Explosions.
Anyway, welcome back to Endless Elegy. We had a couple weeks off. We are in our sort of Act 2 now. I don't know if anyone remembers what happened last week. Before we get into the player recap, why don't we get our content warning out the way? I will have it read by
yes,
a
sir.
fucking professional ass actor. That's how hardcore we are around these parts.
The following show takes place in the world of darkness and explores narratives of personal horror. This story is a work of fiction and is not official World of Darkness material. Many of the themes are portrayed from a place of empathy, but may be uncomfortable to some listeners. Episodes may contain coarse language, sexual content, mental and emotional abuse, violence, mental illness, and blood.
As well as
Viewer
a GM
discretion
currently drinking
is
beer.
advised.
Go ahead. Sorry. On screen.
Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights reserved. For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com. Thank you for watching Endless Elegy. We hope you've enjoyed the story thus far and invite you to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitch or your favorite player. By doing this, you will help support the show and get updates when our next episode goes live. If you'd like to be part of our community, you can follow us on Twitter and join our Discord. All links are in the show notes.
So I tried to
Back
type.
to you.
Yeah, I just
Andrew.
tried to type in OBS, and it's like, oh, you need to relog in. This is how fucked my OBS is right now.
No.
That's part of the reason we are one entire actual hour late. I'd like to jump right into the action as quickly as possible after a reset, but I had to get that out the way. Yeah, but I was gonna say is the more psychic damage a pun inflicts, the better. So please make your worst
Valid.
puns imaginable. Instead of a player recap, I think I'll go into it because I have a pretty clear idea of what happened last time without giving up the spoilers.
The ghost.
Yeah, the ghost. The
give up
coterie
ghosts.
was exploded by first light.
Exploded.
Exploded. They got exploded by
first.
first light. It was pretty metal. This was, of course, after they hunted down
not metal.
the sort of like secondary residence of the artist known as Janet Wicks. She had, when they got in there was a stain that looked initially like blood. They found out that it was red paint. However, it was covering up a oil paint, to be specific, by the way. The entire place smelled of like linseed and sulfur, which is a really cool way of like channeling hellish imagery, right? Because you get the sulfur in there, but then also oil paint. So it's one of my favorite go-tos for a scene setting there. Describe sense. I don't lean on it too often, but every now and then you got to go hard in the paint. See, paint. Got it. Yeah. But it was covering up a sigil. But it was covering up a sigil, and it was essentially the spiral, and the spiral insignia. The coterie, I think, ran into before, or at least ran into it a bunch in Janet Wicks's note. The images in there were all pretty hellish, but upon sort of like beginning to remove them, there was almost this timeline that went back to the 80s and showed Sasha and her sort of first feed and masquerade breach. It was also the sort of moment that Janet Wicks began her dark spiral that eventually led her to making contact, whether willfully or not, with her son. I don't know if I made it clear or if it's a retcon. Janet Wicks is not a young, struggling college artist. I mentioned she was emerging in the art scene through the college, but I do need to clarify. She is, middle aged. It sometimes I like shortcut my imagery and stuff like that, and I don't say things explicitly. So she is middle aged, which needs to sort of be clarified. I'm bad with time, and I might not have initially even been thinking of it, how it sunk up with Sasha's backstory, but it was something that I had to consider and reconsider and be like, oh yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, this all works. One thing you'll notice when you're playing Vampire, and this is for anyone in the home audience, is one of the funniest things it does is it causes you to take a history lesson. Because you try to get all these like timelines to line up with your character and their backstory. So that's, I think, the broad strokes of it. Is there anything else players feel like, oh yeah, they met a new coterie member or would-be coterie member named Damon, not to be confused with another character named Damon that we may or may not meet at some point?
Huge McClaw boy.
Huge McClaw boy knows douchebag.
Mm.
I don't know, the way you describe me sounds charming and cheerful and the best of friends.
Sure. Yes.
So,
Goddamn.
anything I forgot? Anyone else?
Nope. That's it. We get explodey.
Okay.
Explodey fun times? Is that it?
Explodey fun times.
All right. So the last session ended
Or those
with
moments before.
a explosion, essentially some sort of drone or robot or something dropping a payload and blowing up the sort of like floor, the entire floor of this building, and we have as of yet not learned the fate of our coterie. You got about 40 minutes there, Anne?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, 30. So okay. All right. So one of my favorite I'll rewind it a little bit to before the explosion, to one of my favorite moments from last adventure, which is essentially just before one of my other favorite moments, which is Ashley kind of losing her shit. But we're gonna go to reminding everyone that Chat Gang ain't nothing to fuck with first and foremost, as Charles drops 1000 RDP. But the moment where Sasha's eye was sort of drawn over to these photos, and Rory kind of reached back for her hand. It wasn't there, but also got hit with these Well, a premonition. And I wrote down notes about success and how the premonition kicks off the thing. Why didn't I tell myself what premonition I was going with?
Is it
You
is it on the
moron.
same page? Is it on the same page as the note about 7 successes? Because
I got
there was
7
not.
successes. Rory, session 8, premonition,
Yeah.
adventure returns, kicks off episode with the premonition. All these notes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe
I had a
yeah.
great idea because you were talking about it. I'm like, oh, it's not about that. Fuck.
It's those 7 successes, and yeah.
I bet you reading what premonition does will refresh my memory. That's how my memory works.
I could do it, yeah.
Yeah, I've been the only one talking for a while. If you want to read premonition for everyone.
Yeah,
Your
read
success.
premonition.
Yeah. Let me hold for book.
I forgot my dice. That would be important, wouldn't it?
It
That
would.
is aspects. The vampire experiences flashes of insight. These may take the form of raised hackles, sudden inspiration, or even vivid visions. While never too precise, these visions can nudge the vampire out of harm's way or reveal a truth previously overlooked.
I
Should
remembered.
continue?
I remembered.
Okay.
I knew I would remember if I just thought hard enough and look, my operational memory is trash. My memory is actually quite excellent. I remember why the notes aren't in my notebook because they're on a text document. That's how thorough these notes were. 1 second while I pull them up. All right. So we can hear in that sort of like ambient, almost cinematic sense. We get a shot that we didn't get previous episode. The camera sort of distantly down the skyline of Chicago, right? And we are in one of the sort of like areas of Chicago that's been kind of left to dilapidate a little bit, and just as the interest has shifted. I'm just going to be explicit. Reagan fucked all the big cities, okay? He ruined them all with industry and stuff like that. And as the industries left all these major cities, while Chicago had a lot of big things going on for it that couldn't really be removed due to its place, it did shift the priorities from like infrastructure and revitalization off of areas. So the area that Janet Wicks lives is one of those areas that lost a bunch of money. As people fled, fled to the suburbs, and as the suburbs sort of extracted money from the wealth of the cities, a lot of these areas were just fell behind, and that's where Janet Wicks's apartment is. You can imagine it being her grandma's sort of, well, I keep saying apartment, but more of a condo loft area, that they own, right? You can imagine when it was her grandma's, it was pretty rad, some 40, 50, 60 years ago, right? It's just kind of fallen into disrepair, and it's become a little bit of like a college neighborhood meets sort of POC neighborhood, right? It's that sort of intermingling of that current gentrification happening, which usually happens with white girls buying coffee and college kids, right?
We want our avocado toast. Thanks.
Yeah. That's a Michael Shea joke, by the way, everybody. It's actually from his special. It's really funny. It's mine now. So we get this image we didn't get before. We get this sort of distant camera. We actually get the perspective of the drone, and it's one of these more, sort of silent, stealth-built ones, and it's more compact than your sort of standard big, big mechanized ones. Almost more a sort of a four-rotor thing than a jet, right? Made for stealth and maneuverability through the city streets rather than just going over the top of them, right? So we kind of get that, and we get this image from distantly away, and we can hear the coterie and Damon's voice. I'm just going to simplify it. It's a coterie. Come on. He's got the green arrow above his head. We know he's a player character. We get this, their voices kind of fade to tongues, and Rory's vision, as he looks back towards where Sasha's hand isn't, his vision kind of blurs in and out, and he sees his hand almost, just catch a little bit of this city light, from a building across, the way that they kind of sheen and, refract and stuff like that. And his, he kind of sees the white reflection on his hand, and then it goes brighter white than it has any sense going. And his vision almost follows this drone out the window until it is somewhere entirely with a single white light hanging overhead. You can hear the buzz of an old school fluorescent light. There's a plain sort of metal table in the center with a single manila file, very thin, maybe 2-3 leaves of paper in it entirely. You can't make out the shadowy figure standing on sort of the other side of the table, but your perspective is from somebody seated in it, and you can kind of feel the chain around your wrist latched up and onto the table, and you can sort of hear the sort of mechanical adjustments of a lens behind one of those two-way mirrors off to the side, right? And it's clearly an interrogation room of some sort, but the floor and the walls have a moisture to them and a uncaring concrete of no place civil. How long have you been working for them? This voice, almost XCOM style, comes from the other side of the table. Rory, you're inhabiting this person's head, but the voice that comes out of the body isn't yours. Don't know what you're talking about, sir. The voice responds. Let me be more explicit. And you see this finger, this just sort of massive digit of somebody who's got these rough hands, certainly in a blue collar sense, but more in the sense that they have seen, well, they broke some necks with these goddamn hands. And they're pointing at the manila folder. More specifically, when did you last see her? And the eyes, in the perspective you're in, Rory, sort of look past the manila folder over to your reflection in this mirror, and we see a man I can only describe as a chiseled Henry Cavill-esque, sort of well-kempt, clean-cut man who holds himself with decades of military training and experience. He is not wearing any recognized uniform, however, more of a sort of nondescript plain fatigues and at this point he's probably been stripped down to his undershirt, so his muscle shirt, right? And you can see the perspiration from him, as well as some blood stains in his shirt, and then just a little bit of blood sort of matting his stubble along his cheek where he's been roughed up a little bit.
Is this Sam 1?
You see like where his sort of like jacket has been, sort of taken off of him and thrown to the side in the reflection as well. And you can make out a torn off label that says Sergeant Harris. You're welcome, Shelley. Antonio capitalism. Better be a venture. So,
do I know this face?
Has Ashley ever talked about Sam?
I've known all three Sams.
Oh, you've known all three Sams?
Yeah. Okay. So
this is Sam too.
Sam 2.
This is Sam 2. Sergeant Joshua Harris, actually Sam 3's older brother. It makes it so much better if you know him, by the way. That's why my notes weren't in the notebook. I wrote them over there while I was talking to Shelly. I should have left a note for myself. See text document, though. It is with this premonition, however, you gain the sense that y'all are in danger in this loft, right? This would be the moment. And that little danger sense is more of that, like, your hackles are raised, you're a little hyper-aware. But that fades a little bit to the background as we hear Ashley yelling upstairs, and you are immediately concerned with Rory, who's begun to, like, sort of tear these posters and pictures off the wall, right?
Sasha.
Or Sasha. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'll get it. I will. So this is where you guys can play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it-
Coming out of that. Oh shit. Sam?
Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
Sasha. I'll go over and
Fuck downstairs.
start helping
Fuck
Sasha.
downstairs.
Yeah.
Sorry, she is just like rage tearing everything around her right now. Is
Yeah.
this Andrew, clarification, is this the point where she's punched the hole and she has the thing?
There was a moment
before
that
that.
y'all wanted to revisit explicitly.
It was the very end where after she punched the thing. After she punched the painting. So
Yeah, that's about where we
Yeah.
should be is in our continuity. Is I just wanted to get Rory's vision in there, and so we kind of reset, and then we go into the sort of
Yeah.
blur as we hear Ashley's voice upstairs and Rory come over because, like y'all mentioned, I sort of like moved through that moment quickly to kind of get to our thing, and there would have been some RP there. Plus, in standard sort of
inside check?
cinema. Yeah, go ahead.
inside check?
Yeah.
No, is that okay?
Oh.
Yeah, that point, right?
Yeah.
That's the point we're at where you said there was going to be an inside check and then you forgot about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Rory's
That's-
supposed to roll
It's-
the insight check.
Do it. Maybe you'll roll good.
Again. All
I
right.
believe in you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Ashley's
I
just
remember-
upstairs trying to
This
push.
is not an easy difficulty. I remember.
Oh
no, since you
yeah.
said first light,
but-
we're going quick. We're not just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how the timing's going to work on this because
We're kind of catching
was
up
right-
the two lines. I don't think you've quite gotten the first light thing, but we are like you haven't quite discovered it in the journal yet, so we can kind of still hear you kind of tossing and we get those because the first light reveal happens at the same time that Sasha
Mhm.
sees the picture. So it's the gap in between seeing the picture and I believe, right?
Yeah.
I think we determined it was a
premonition
difficulty
and-
7. Yeah, it was my manipulation plus my subterfuge.
Yep.
Yeah, it was your
Okay.
base dice.
Yeah.
Essentially your
Being-
your base combined is the
So-
difficulty. So
No, it's without the specialization, right? Without the
no
seduction.
specialization. No,
Okay,
just
it's not actually 7. It is 6.
This is the sort of thing
It's a
that
little bit easier.
might often be a like opposed roll, but in this case, it's really more of like a really
1, 2,
buried
3, 4, 5.
thing
Yeah.
that he's trying to. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
6, not a 7.
Okay.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Well, yeah. This is. I'm trying to remember because I marked
believe in
off the hunger I got from our trial run thing. So
I guess that wouldn't count, would it?
yeah. if we're fully redoing
Yeah,
it,
we're
probably.
rewinding it. We're rewinding it all the
I
way.
know I spent for this and so that's fine. I think I was at there. I remember where I was at before everything, and then remember how dice work, and then 4, 5, 6, and then 2 more because of that. Okay.
I believe in you.
5. Well,
God,
let's see.
no, get the 6. Get the 6.
I know.
Willpower.
Hold on,
Use
it's
willpower
fine.
if you want.
Yeah,
No, use the willpower.
yeah.
For story reasons. Let's go.
Story reason.
Man, our cameras look so good on the
Yeah.
stream
On
itself.
this. Yeah,
But
we
in
look
Video
good.
Ninja, they're
Good
like,
job.
All right. 7.
Let's go.
Let's go.
all right.
Okay, now I
Willpower.
want to know how
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. So, y'all, Rory, you sort of like see Sasha beginning to sort of tear through these portraits. That's where we are, right? Like you're kind of beginning to. Tear
Oh, it's
Yeah.
after she's punched the hole.
Oh
through
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah. Okay,
through
you
the
punched the hole.
portrait.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I recognized the painting and what it represented, and then the whole punch.
Yeah.
right, and she's about to pull the emblem out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was the when the ichor sort of started coming out, and she started to lose her shit initially.
No,
In which
it was after that.
Yep. In which case, you get this, the surface bravado of Sasha is in earnest. It's sincere. There is a sort of trauma as armor aspect to her that is very much a part of her. What she's managed to hide decently, even from you, is this underlying fear and vulnerability. And in this moment, that becomes exposed to you like a nerve. Like there's this sense of pain to Sasha that, like, obviously kindred life isn't awesome, you know, in all of the senses of the word, but this is deeper. Something's wrong.
Hey, what is it? What was that? Before you put a hole in it. That was you.
We can't let her live.
What are you talking about?
She knows too much. We can't let her live.
We're assuming she's alive, and any harm that she could do, she's already done. There's no need for that.
What does he know? He doesn't know the same pain you've
What?
had. Keeping in mind that Sasha's hunger is what, 4, 5?
4. It's
You're-
it's there.
Your beast is like a second voice in your head. It's difficult to focus clearly on speaking to Rory. It's like someone's blasting music, right? When you're trying to have a fucking conversation, except it's just this cacophonous voice of the beast.
Yeah, and I think she, the speed of thought just yells,
Yep.
That's enough. I don't have time for you right now. And she's the thing that she's pulled out of the painting, she's like clutching it really hard, and she's trying to focus on handing it to Rory.
Well, take it and just pocket whatever it is. What is happening? She saw you feed? That's what that looked like. It's not the end of the world. These things happen.
You didn't need to be here. I tried to protect you. I told you.
What do you want from me? And she visibly is starting to like shake and like breathe heavily in front of Rory, but she's not saying anything. It's like she's focusing really hard, trying to restrain herself. And she's
Gonna
just screaming at her beast. What do you want from me?
Oh, to feed, as always. You got a hunger, you got a slake, little girl. I wonder.
just
Think of how much extra blood. Yeah, you know who's got it. That sorcery, I bet is like seasoning.
Um,
gonna step directly in front and just wraps his arms around. Hey,
Oh, he's making it so damn easy at this point, isn't he?
I got you.
Remember how mad you got at him? He doesn't want to get you right now, does he?
Sasha's hand kind of her fingers run down Rory's arm in a very kind of it's almost like her hands are like her nails are like scratching down his arm.
Oh, he's making it easy. Look at that. You know
He would never allow this. He would never allow this.
Oh, you know he wants to be inside you, and you want him there too. Think about it. You could have him there forever.
She leans. So Rory has kind of grabbed her into a hug, right?
Yeah.
So she like leans in and just like her fangs come out and they kind of scrape along his neck.
Roll a willpower. You
I
will.
hate you.
You will have
Okay.
you will have a 2 dice to it because it is a coterie member. You will get to add 2 dice.
2 additional.
2 additional dice to it.
Oh man. Oh, okay. Okay, that's 5 successes.
Oh wow,
pretty good.
That's a really good. Yeah, you managed to like quiet the beast's voice for now, and
Rory hears quietly. She just says, "Why didn't we ever?" Why didn't we ever?
Pulls back slightly, places one hand on the side of her face. There were a lot of reasons, but that was a long time ago. Are we rethinking this? I don't know. Now's the time to have this conversation, but we can have that conversation.
I think that's about the time from
Yeah.
upstairs.
Get the fuck out of here! Damon, get downstairs now! We need to go! We need to get the fuck out of here!
And this is where that premonition.
Who injected Ashley with the Chicago pill?
Born and raised, baby.
This is when.
Chicago born and raised.
This is when that that premonition that's been lingering with you since you saw Sam too, right? That the hackles that haven't gone away, you kind of get that sort of like almost like again, speed of thought sort of like clips through his like interrogation, and you hear this familiar voice say to him, "Oh, we don't need you to talk. We can get information out of you a different way." And the voice you recognize as your sire's. And that's when, like, you sort of like peer through his blood vessels, through Sam 2's blood vessels, just sort of in his eyes and straight into his brain, and little fragments of information on Ashley sort of leak out as if he's bleeding his thoughts. And coordinates eventually come through on a person of interest, Janet Wicks's second apartment. And you see it's been monitored for a while. Not that they knew directly where Ashley was or anything, but Sam too tried to keep a tab on her to keep her safe and was aware that she was doing some investigations. And one of the only places they got out of him, because he is pretty goddamn strong and resilient, but in the end, blood sorcery going to blood sorcery. And he's only mortal. And so he bleeds but a single thought, a single location. Again, like sort of out of his eyes. And this place, you see it right before the explosion. We are going to roll initiative. I am going to roll some dice as well. And this is more so we have a turn order of what's going on.
Initiative check? What's the initiative? Sorry.
Initiative was it resolution and dexterity?
It's
Resolve.
resolve.
Wits
Resolve?
Wits resolve.
Wait.
Yeah.
Resolve.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I have mostly hunger dice. Great.
Blood does not apply to initiative, right?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on. God for that.
Wits resolve.
Da-da.
Okay, wits resolve. And then we.
Does my celerity help in any way?
No.
Yeah. Does
Well-
no.
No.
Lord.
Not
That's okay.
Well, no, not in this situation. No,
Okay.
in you're already getting to act against an explosion. We'll consider that.
Hey, listen.
Can I burn a
Listen.
willpower?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, can I burn a willpower? Oh my god. Okay.
What did you get, Damon? I see 4, 5, 4. Yeah. Uno.
Uno.
Wait, are we on the same initiative? Nice.
Uno.
I have celerity. I will.
Damon, you hear that whirring? Ashley sort of goes full Chicagoan. Apparently, someone fed her some deep dish, and like the Chicago accent just came out.
In a far off place, I hear my wife.
And basically, Damon here's like first light, and I don't know how much Damon knows about first light per
We
se.
know what happened at the end of.
Oh yeah, you're
no,
aware.
we know what first light is.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Milwaukee got hit by first light in like an all-out battle.
And as soon as she said first light, I'm gonna basically look at her like, sorry about this, and I'm gonna kind of like lift her up a little bit, and then I'm gonna use blink to get out the door.
The fuck?
Just because I don't want to blink with her feet on the ground. We don't want to break any legs on the way out.
Thanks.
All right. So that'll be your initiative. And this is where time slows down, right? Like, and even with time slowed down, Damon is a blur because Blink pretty much travels like instantly to a location he can see.
But I'm gonna basically say sorry about this because we just met.
And just which brings us to the fours.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I have enough time to activate fleetness before
Yeah, it's also
can
speed of
I
thought.
beat
Yeah.
can I beat Rory to it?
Beat Rory?
Yeah,
Ro-
because we're
Rory
on the
doesn't
same
have
initiative.
celerity.
Do I have like
I had slightly different plans if you still want to play the torpor angle, but you can definitely
yeah,
do that.
but well, I mean, I just okay, you know what? We'll go with your plan. No, it's because I had a plan for the torture
No.
angle. I'm
Player
like,
agency takes precedent. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
because
ahead.
I was gonna. Okay, I have
I'm
a
just being
question.
mindful of
The
time for you.
timing.
So yeah.
Yeah, the timing of the explosion. I just like, is it? Do I have enough time to react and essentially before Rory tries to play the hero,
We'll put
Get-
it this way.
get
The
in front of
explosion
it?
is currently happening and in slow motion, right? And within slow motion, we get this blur of Damon, and you see the sort of glass sort of shattering towards you like it's the goddamn Matrix, and we can see the sort of like sonic ripples sort of preceding the blast, right? And
Yeah.
that's when you begin to act. Your
Ashley
fleetness
speaks
is
flapping in the wind.
activated, and you can tell Rory's already about to, like you said, kind of go hero mode, like in slow motion, trying to shield you from the explosion type thing. And
So I want to get ahead of that because I know how this is gonna go. I'm dumb, but not that dumb. I know what's gonna happen here, and I want to get ahead of. I want to get ahead of this. Like I'll do it faster. There's like a competitive element of Sasha that just kicks in. Like I can do this faster. I'll be the hero in this moment.
but there's no heroes in Vampire. That's a reset from
Listen.
last season.
Listen. That's what I want to do.
All right, so what are you doing? Because you activate fleetness.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Do I have
So,
to roll a rouse
Are
check
you
for
guys
that?
cool with a house rule being like when on the occasions we do have initiative rolled? I usually have it rolled against like supernatural or extreme situations like this.
Mhm.
Person with higher celerity dots breaks the tiebreakers.
Yeah, that just
Yeah.
makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay.
I thought we established that already.
I'm just
No, we had to.
Yeah,
treat
we
every
had this
episode
covered.
like it's its first. Okay, I thought we did, but
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
so
Do I have to arouse for that?
fleetness is not
Uh,
working for
it's
you.
a level 2.
Yeah, fleetness you have to rouse
I
for.
mean,
Ooh,
Oh boy.
get hungry.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, do it. Get to 5 dots.
Yeah,
Just
I
get-
failed that one. Hi,
Yes!
I'm
Okay,
hunger.
Good. The beast voice comes back. And it comes back, and it's like you hear the explosion, and the beast voice comes back like a roar in your head. You don't have time to suffer the tinnitus because, like, the beast, just cacophonous. It is a symphony of hunger and pain in your skull, rattling between your eardrums. But you've already suppressed the urge to eat your goddamn friend once and or have sex with him. We're not quite certain what the beast was talking about. Both?
Can I do all
Okay,
of
los
this?
dos. Okay, los dos.
Can I
Why
do
not
all of this in celerity speed? No,
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
hold on.
No! We ain't got time for that.
Even in
kidding.
I was
explosion
gonna say, that's
slow
why they're using
motion.
celerity.
There's only gonna be one explosion tonight. Okay. Thank you.
God damn it.
So what exactly do you do to help Rory here? And don't worry about like using yourself as a body shield or anything like that. You should have enough
That was
time
the
to.
plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna throw myself into this, like in front of whatever, as I'm trying to. Ooh, yeah, I'll try to like. Okay, what's coming at us? Could I like?
I mean, it's shrapnel
push him out
explosion.
of the
It's
way.
fire.
Yeah,
and
like could I
explosion,
try?
yeah. And it's actually
Yeah,
hitting from a few different areas, but it's.
Yeah,
because
is there a way for me to kind of try to push him out of the way and maybe like shield him from some of it?
with your
take the-
fleetness, your best. Roll awareness. We're
Hey,
still in slow motion. You take stuff in the blink of an eye. Roll a wits
Oh
awareness
boy,
quick.
this is a problem.
I'm sure you're really good at
Wait,
these.
is it? Oh yeah, this is a real problem. It's fine.
No, you got this. I believe in you.
Oh no, this is a real problem. Oh boy, I got one success, but also the bestial failure skull. This is a real problem. All the problems are escalating.
I love it. All right, so
It's
You
fine. I just
see-
texted my friend, so if I'm a little late, it's fine.
So
We have
in
some
slow
time.
motion. No, we're good. So in slow motion again, explosion sort of creeping in on you. It's like that scene with Quicksilver in the X-Men movie, right? For those of you with celerity, anyway. The rest of you still have like a slight speed sense, but oh god, I shouldn't have read chat at that exact moment. I'm trying not to get distracted. So you sort of like glimpse this this like fire escape that's sort of kitty corner from the origin point of the explosion. You can still see the fire kind of creeping into it, but you didn't roll exactly great, so you go straight off of your bestial your sort of bestial instinct. And your bestial instinct, you managed to press the whole like eat Rory thing or sex Rory, whatever. And you basically grab him, you like roughly, and you go for that window thinking that you have time to beat that. You dive out of it and like sort of uncoordinatedly, and this is where kind of the bestial failure is going to come in. You sort of both you and Rory smack into the banister, and like like he can feel the heat of the explosion and some of that shrapnel's coming his way, and then he will get his action. But you tumble over the banister down into the streets, smashing into a car. You take like 2 subdual, whatever. Your corpse falling from the sky, or not subdual. It's not called subdual anymore.
Superficial.
Aggravated?
No, you take 2
Oh,
superficial.
Okay.
And then you see one of those motherfuckers in like their sort of plain fatigue type things with their like binoculars confirming the kill and stuff. And your beast takes over and you sprint at this fucker with the full breadth of your fleetness. And that's where we lose track of Sasha for the night. Chasing this motherfucker down an alley. And we don't know what happens to her as you exit stage right for your vacation.
Time for lunch.
Bye.
In both ways.
Bye.
Like lunch.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope that was satisfactory. Thanks for joining us for what you could there. So
Bye.
take care.
Oh no.
I was mindful of the hard out. Look at that. And then I got handed this gift of a bestial failure and 5 hunker. Didn't need to.
She's gonna the same alley
boy.
too. Same alley.
Well, I guess that's
So
my
crazy.
turn now.
Yeah, so it is your turn.
Well,
And it's slow motion, but fleetness is, again, like, you
Get
couldn't
flung.
catch her if you wanted to, you know.
fair enough, but she went that way, so I'm going to hurl myself off of the banister and activate goddamn telekinesis. I'm flying. Let's go.
Let me pull up.
I don't have the actual rules for it yet, but I took the goddamn power.
Let
Telekinesis.
me
Yeah.
pull up the Path of Rory here real quick.
Yeah.
Path of Rory.
I may not have the most updated document. I know it's a rouse check, which I did succeed, so that's good. Still at 3. Yeah. Last I have is like what is real and actual telekinesis, proper description and rules incoming.
That's right. See, I got
Oh, yeah.
manipulate. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you
have
called it
manipulate. Yeah. Okay, allows the blood sorcerer to lift and manipulate objects they could lift in one hand. Blah blah blah. Or you have real and actual telekinesis, proper description and rules incoming. One seed. So arouse check. All right. So roll your intelligence plus your blood sorcery.
Okay. Made the rouse check for manipulate until and then 4, 7, and 8. Now I'm at 3 hunger. We'll say 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're gonna make another rouse check for more dice. That's a fail. Now I'm at 4 hunger.
God.
What did we do? That is a lot of blanks. Holy shit. It's still 1, 2. It's still 5.
All right. So, like any other like sort of blood sorcery power or anything like that, telekinesis essentially lasts the scene. You activate, manipulate, and then you can move stuff. How many successes did you get?
5.
So you, 250 pounds you can manipulate for the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
If
like
you-
Rory
It's
does not
like-
weigh that much.
160 wet.
right. So
Yeah.
you can effectively like slow and stop your fall. You're not exactly like fucking flying here, but you sort of like ease your fall. It's sort of like the Magneto thing where you have to use yourself as a focal point of it. So like you can launch stuff away and toward and so on and so forth. So essentially what you're doing is you are the focal point and it is the ground you're pushing against, right? So just to kind of think of it, it's not like perfect flight and stuff like that. It's really more of a levitation.
There's a
and-
ritual for that.
yeah. I didn't want powers like crowding each other's stuff. That's kind of a rule of design in my mind. So this,
Is there a flight ritual?
yeah,
There sure is,
you
Oh,
like
shit.
consume insect
and it's
wings
actually
and shit.
in the core book.
Oh, I have. Thinking of the insect, there's never
A
used
bottle
it.
of air or whatever. It's a
Bottle of
third
air. I
level.
thought it was a
don't
bottle
know.
of air and some wing of insects. I know that the
Okay.
The
one-
clinging
I
of
have
insects lets you crawl on the
Spider-Man
walls.
ritual.
is that the wall? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spider-Man ritual. But no, bottle of air literally lets you fly.
Crazy. All right.
Yeah.
On the list.
So like I said, it I didn't want to like crowd the other powers, but so this one's like wider, right? Because you can pick shit up, throw people around, blah blah blah. But the flight's not going to be like using it. It's going to be a little bit more of like slow hovers and levitations, right? Because you're lifting yourself up and then just like arms crossed, like floating after someone. Have you ever seen Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust? There's a character in it named Grove. There's a character in it named Grove who just like floats along shooting laser beams everywhere. That's what you get to do, except it's blood beams instead of laser beams. Again, you're not like, but you're like floating, and it's Or if
Yeah.
you've ever seen Dark City, the scene where like the Mr. Book like floats along in his trench coat, same thing. Like it's Magneto, right? It's not like rocket speed. You're just like so consistent, little like a jog or even like a light run. Speed roughly, but plenty to stop you from falling and
A
whacking into
mosey.
the ground. At initiative 3 is where the explosion hits officially, and Ashley Dame would have been in a bad way, but Damon blinked you.
Hey, new guy.
So we resume sort of real-time action now that we've explosion. And Damon, do you just like sort of keep blurring your way from point to point until you're out the
Yeah,
building?
because I don't know how big the explosion's gonna end up being.
It takes out the floor. It's one of those like pseudo.
It's
They
a
have
bunker buster.
Yeah, there's bombs that they have that
I
they
didn't have
can
time to
drop.
sit and think about it and go, oh man, which kind of bomb are they gonna use to blow us up?
Yeah, there's
So I'm
like
I'm
Just
There
out.
are-
assume the worst.
there are bombs they have that they can shoot into the ground, go down 3 feet, ring your doorbell, and then explode. Like,
The ones that make things implode, yeah, there's lots of different kinds.
bunker buster is a good just and it just sort of levels like
It's a
just
scud.
level it just sort of levels that whole layer. The
Fucking
kind of thing
hell.
you can blame a gas explosion on, right? When you
Mhm.
have a PR people running interference and stuff like that. You can
Mhm.
already hear the news headlines about a gas explosion in a South Side apartment complex. Nobody was injured miraculously.
Things weren't up to code.
Yep. So
Nothing's ever up to code.
Exactly.
I know what
I
I want
think
to do.
Ashley through it, like through getting blinked, is like, get to the fucking car now.
I think you all. Yeah. So Sam 3 is you sort of you give Sam 3 kind of has an understanding where to meet you, the evac point. Damon given instructions to get there. Rory's the one we need to kind of have catch up to the action this time.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
Rory's impulse is obviously to chase down Sasha. And who wants to roll my luck check for Sasha?
What is it? It's just a
Single D10. If you got numbers, it's better. But
Okay, I'll do a
honestly,
number one.
but I mean,
I'll do a
honestly,
number
like a blood die or standard die works because the ones that have an onk on them, those would be 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 is the double onk. So we still know that it's a pass fail.
I'll
But
do.
I like to know degrees of good or bad.
That was a 3.
Mm.
Oh boy. All right.
Oobly.
Well, I guess if I may.
Gunshots.
I want you to know, Anne, if you're watching the VOD or you still have us on your phone and you're walking downtown Australia somewhere,
It's my fault.
it is 100% Shelley's fault and not
It's my
mine.
fault.
So you're welcome for next week's adventure and how it starts off. Rory, you round the corner where the alley is to see just streak of blood down the brick where she caught the spotter. Right? Down across the alleyway, catching. He should have had a vantage point on y'all up in the window. You can probably imagine that there were a couple of them from a couple of vantage points. I'm not certain how up your character would be on the military intelligence side of things, but you'd imagine they'd have a couple spotters and stuff like that, and you'd have one at a ground level sort of covering that portion of the exits and entrances, and should still have a vantage point on the windows, right?
Yeah.
He didn't make it. Sasha technically is a vampire. You have we would switch into cinematic mode very shortly after the explosion, but you have a movement and an action. Her movement was launching out of a building, and her action was trying to eat this guy whilst fleetnessing over there, okay? And he didn't make it. He was like an unstatted mortal who only has like visual scanning capabilities in basic combat. She ripped his throat out, and the evidence of it is all along the wall. And you see a streak where she dragged his body by the ankle over toward where there were more folks. And you just in time catch her sort of like actively tearing up a couple more with her hands, her trusty shotgun in the alley back by the spotter's corpse, herself gets shot in a wonderful stroke of irony with some shotgun blasts, some sort of like concussive, however, force, like a heavy duty rock salt round equivalent, something with some kick, because she gets shot in the chest and there's just a poof of like powder, and she gets launched into the back of it looks like a sort of like a Garda money exchange van. It's disguised as such, and they slam the doors shut, and they look over at you, and you hear the tires burn.
Fireball the
and
van.
fly. The van's just around the corner, type thing. And you've got the one guy with the shotgun in clear visual. You have about 3 corpses total, including the one at your feet, and then the 2 over by the van. And then there's another 2 guys still standing there as this sort of Garda armored truck that transferred, usually ATMs, not bank ones. They're a private firm. Banks usually have their own, or they have a contract one. So this Garda truck, it's got the black base, white top, and it's got it in big red letters, Garda, and it just peels out. And hell, I'll say your fireball catches the tail end of it and explodes. And we'll go ahead and roll your fireball to see what kind of bonus damage you may or may not do to these remaining 2 individuals, because
They all fucking die. Fuck.
so you have your ashes for the damage. You roll the
Yep.
the Creatio Ignis ritual at the beginning of the day, so you have a finite amount of them.
Ignis.
Yes. I have 7 left after this.
Okay.
It's intelligence blood sorcery again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you, Meth. I'm gonna fucking get you.
Oops.
I'm going to fucking get you.
4.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Look, I don't do a kidnapping often, but when I do,
You know, because this is the life we lead. Rouse check. Oh no, I'm at 5 hunger.
oh God.
Motherfucker, no!
I'll have you know that was also a critic. Or no, wait, hold on. I rolled. I'm not at 5 hunger. I forgot how dice work.
You got the good one with the 2 thingies instead of the
Yeah, I did.
angry face.
I got excited. I was like, oh, that's shining, and I got excited to be at 5 hunger. My bad.
Why would you want to be?
Because he wants to murk every one of these fuckers.
I mean, good on you.
God, that's awful. Okay,
Do you have willpower?
I do.
She just saw. Look at the chat. She just saw.
Kidnapping? Cool. Oh, cool. Not quite the reaction I was expecting.
I am gonna blow a willpower and re-roll 3 dice. Well, that gets me 6.
Okay.
I'm disappointed, but it's 6.
Okay.
He wants
so,
20.
I have so many. I'm rolling so many dice.
all right, so you grab this like vial of ash that you've sort of prepared for the evening and sort of
I
like
don't even grab it. I float it.
oh with the telekinesis, cool. And then you
Yeah.
launch it from your hand, right? So it bursts into the moat as you sort of like pull it out and you will it and you launch it with the telekinesis. I will allow 1 bonus die on account of launching with telekinesis. That's how cool it looks.
Oh, fuck
Rule
yeah.
of cool.
All right, let's go.
Oh yeah, rule of cool bonus.
6 it is. Fuck you, dice. Still quite a few successes, though. It's fire, so I mean.
All right, so
These
it is
bitches
going
are
to inflict the differential between its defensive roll and your attack. So it'll inflict 4 damage in like a nice. It does like 4 damage to one of them. Sorry, let me roll the other ones. Holy shit! Other one's like just like looks like Hunk in Resident Evil 2. It's just kind of like shrugs it off with critting. Like it just the fire like wafts over his body armor and
He uses his buddy as cover.
well, he's the one with the cool shotgun and he just like he like it break actions it and like the shells fly smoking over the back of his shoulder. He plugs in 2 more. Aims toward you. Well, no, this would be more like the Fiat Law style, right? It would have the handle and the little slot on the top, and so he side feeds them, right? And turns over. The other one's like burning a little bit. So you're a vampire. These are mortals, whilst they are trained combatants. You've got the drop on them. You just go first. The fireball was like a surprise thing. They were throwing their friend and shooting your friend in the back of a thing. And you've encountered folks in these sort of nondescript fatigues and body armor before in the adventure that is lost to time.
Those 7s in the chat.
Yeah. F's to pay your respect to episode 2 or 3. I think it was 3. So you've encountered these before. These ones look slightly more better equipped, more prepared than the last time. As if the last time they got a hot tip. This time they've been casing this joint for
fucking
Your
ready to go.
premonition is vague, but you get the sense it was a while. Might have been as going as far back as like a night or two after the bar incident, or a night or two after you were on the Janet Wicks.
Oh fuck! All right.
Yes, for those
Well.
of you reading between the lines, that means Sam 2 was interrogated and has been in lockdown for a while.
For some
Like-
time. Yeah.
3 weeks.
All right. Well, if I may, because I know I would like to pull her shotgun to me, just so I have it,
Telekinesis. Yep.
and while launching another fireball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you, so aiming for one or the other, because the splash damage is essentially what's going to hit the other one, right?
Yeah.
So the more
one of them
damaged
is
one,
already-
or the one who's like about to. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that one.
The more.
The one that
damaged.
looks smug.
Oh, the one that looks smug. You're flipping it around. All right. So
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. You think I would remember how many dice I just rolled?
A lot. Enough to get 6.
We're gonna rouse again. Still not at 5 hunger. All right.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Do I get the cool die
Wow.
again?
For telekinesis.
Yeah.
No, that was a one-time cool bonus.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just checking.
I can't give permanent bonuses for being cool.
No,
or
that's
you
fair.
have them all the time, everybody.
I can always ask though.
No harm in it. No. See, this is my recompense for making you walk down a hallway for like 6 hours. By the way.
God damn. 6 again.
Oh, hang on. Let me roll my defense.
Yeah. I don't want to blow all of my willpower.
Oh shit! That time you catch him clean. He was looking smug before, but he ain't looking so smug this time.
Yeah.
Good, get fucked.
Yeah. Shotgun in one hand, like sword in the other, fireballs.
You
just
catch him. This
using.
one goes through the body armor pretty handily, and you can see that sort of charred, fleshy blood coming from under it. Because fire doesn't like in an explosion doesn't like straight up just coagulate, char everything. You bleed, right? So it catches him pretty flush. And so you can see like the blood start to come out. You can smell the sizzling flesh where your fire sort of wrapped around and dented up his body armor. He's not doing too well, in fact. Whilst the splash damage sort of essentially half the amount of successes rounded down, which makes it easy for me.
Yeah.
He manages to catch a bit of the flak, and he ain't looking too good. About as rough as his buddy. In fact, he kind of drops to a knee. His buddy's still upright. This is where they go.
Yep.
Buddy's going to spend his sort of movement swapping out the bits on the shotgun, and you notice he's got a nice little stake launcher on it now, and he's going to go to fucking shoot you in the heart. And stake. Double checking stake rules.
There should be something in one
It's
of
in the base book.
I was about to say in the Chicago folios
Stake
for
launcher is 381.
what the fuck? There's an actual stake launcher.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
Jesus. Of course there is. I don't know why I'm
The
surprised.
Inquisition book is full of worse stuff than a stake launcher.
Oh yeah, like I haven't busted out like We're leveling up to that, okay?
Stake
Now,
launcher is like the Toad Brothers. Like you haven't seen shit yet.
Jesus. I think the Inquisition book, for those who are wanting to get into Vampire, is currently part of the Humble bundle going on right now. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me look.
Second Inquisition, I think, was on that list.
Yeah, Second Inquisition and Hunter. So.
Yeah.
And Chicago by Night. And the Chicago Folios.
Chicagans by night.
The Chicago's by nights. Bow, bow, bow.
All right. Let me mark off another fireball before I forget.
Now you're down to 6.
Yep.
I'm still thinking that you have like a bandolier of like steampunk bandolier where it has like the little jars.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
thinking.
it's kind of
Like
it's bandolier with little pouches, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vials or even, yeah.
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 That's what I'm thinking.
It's very much convenient floating access.
Okay. So you're going to so you do get a defensive action.
Okay.
Usually dexterity, athletics, right, to dodge.
All right.
Scott, right? Athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get an action respond.
Yeah, so you can dodge this.
You can do combat if you're close enough.
He's
I don't think he's close
he's
enough.
fireballing.
He's away.
This guy has a
That's-
specialty with shotguns.
So I have a 4 in that, and I
Yes,
have
he
4
does.
hunger, but also I'm going to rouse, so I want more dice.
I thought a specialty was in hunger.
5 hunger, let's go.
Motherfucker, god damn it. He's like, I want a bestial failure or I want a messy critical. Please. Please. Please.
Ashley could
guys.
lose all her friends tonight.
Yeah, we are. Ashley's about to owe another fucking boon to the goddamn prince.
5 messy critical.
All right. So I'm going to roll that messy critical into your 5 hunger on your next turn, okay? Because he actually gets 6, and so he does manage to hit you, but it has to do 5 damage to stake you prior to halving. So like he would have to have rolled 11 dice of damage, right, for that. The math. So it basically catches you in the designated good guy spot, or the and it manages to stick you in the shoulder. And Rory, well, I'll let you narrate it, but and you will get to roll willpower because it's outside of Rory's nature to eat somebody like this, but you get shot in the shoulder and it just fly into a dead sprint toward him, essentially, is what the messy critical / bestial failure. It's one of those like dunk, like you're sort of already in motion toward him, and when you get shot, you just see red, and the beast's like, oh yeah boy, we're gonna fuck him up. Tough guy, ain't
How
we?
about instead of me doing the death sprint, what if he does?
You mean?
I just pull him to me.
Oh. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
yeah, with
I only
equipment
need 1.
Yeah. All right. So it is your turn. You have scorpioned him. Get over here. And you aim to bite his goddamn jugular out. Now, if you would like to, you can roll a willpower to stop. But the beast has taken over. You're on the cusp of a frenzy, and you're going for it.
Yeah. I should roll willpower. I've spent 2, so that's
Go
Four.
for
I mean,
that
they did.
Spain.
No.
Go
You
for
don't want to shut me up this time, tough guy. Think of what they
Go
did
for
to.
that
Think of what they did
that
to
is correct.
Spain.
Sasha.
Is that I spent 2 out of my 6, so I'll only roll 4? Or
So
do I
for
roll all 6 for
willpower tests, I believe you still just roll the straight up willpower number. It's that
Okay.
differential is for stain, resolving
Okay.
stains. Oh wait, hang on. No, because willpower tests and it's also different from willpower combat. Willpower combat, your depleted number matters, but in this case, I'll quick and dirty it.
Am I rolling 6 or 4?
You'll roll the
that's the
6. I'm gonna go with the
Okay.
quick and dirty. You'll roll your 6. but the difficulty is higher because best friends and stuff like that does affect your
Well,
frenzies.
if the difficulty's higher, I'm probably going to eat him. 2.
So 2 was the base.
Yep.
Even at a +1 difficulty.
Okay.
Rory gets so in real time, and he's already ripping him over, and he just catches him and just goes in for the neck with his bite. So a bite inflicts ag damage. This human was already in his ag damage tracker, essentially, or right about to be. So you just literally tear his throat out. You slake 1, 2 hunger outright, though, if it makes you feel better. But now that you've had a taste of blood and you are hungry, you have to roll to fight off the full-on hunger frenzy. Because you're about to sort of give in.
That's another willpower?
Yep. Because that other guy's looking damn tasty. So, yeah, just give in to it, tough guy. Look at him over there. He deserves it. Think of what they did to Sasha. And she, right after she confessed her love to you, too, brother.
2 again.
Sorry, cousin.
Let's go, cousin.
Cousin. You are in the hunger frenzy. Vampires actually have a number of different frenzies. This is hunger. And you see another tasty morsel. This guy's dead. You can still slake more hunger, but that one over there is fresh. And Beast is like, oh yeah. You can spend willpower to temporarily stop a frenzy for a turn. But obviously you'll burn through your willpower pretty quickly that way. Your character, is Rory downing this other one?
And if I have any control, I'll finish this one.
Okay.
Because that one knows where that van went.
All right. In which case,
But yeah,
I'm going to rewrite the scene. Not rewrite. That informs the scene a little better. You drink this one dry. The one that you have,
Yeah.
and the other one's like, bloody. He's on the cusp of his damage tracker's been sort of wiped out too, so he's that one hit away. And he gets up to run, and you just kind of, even in your frenzy, and you're seeing red kind of quite literally, you just kind of like lift him up and do the slow. This is a horror movie. The camera angles have changed. The lighting has changed, right? The music, this is where we get the low cello. Rory isn't, the kind of like magic, quirky, obsessive hero anymore. He's the little plucky, Chicagoan. He is Jason, and there is no escape. He is hungry for the more. Like the shadows are longer in the alleyway. The moon is covered by clouds that kind of show up out of nowhere. That crispness in the air of the autumn season in Chicago plunges another 10 degrees colder, right? It's evil something. And as you pull this other one towards you, we'll say you can fully like 3 hunger. You guys hurt, burned, lost blood.
down to 0. Right.
You managed to slake 3 hunger off of, a total of 3 off of the 1. Okay.
Oh, okay, total of 3. So I'm at 2. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be at 2 when you come out of your frenzy, but your frenzy is, for now, persisting, and you have this one in telekinesis. You're bringing him over. You can roll another willpower now that you're not as hungry, and you're trying to pull yourself out of this. Your beast, by the way, protests. No, give in.
I believe in you.
You know they deserve it. You know they deserve it so bad.
Doesn't matter what they deserve. They know where Sasha is.
Holy
shit!
Another flesh bag will know where she is.
2, 4, 5, 6.
Treat him like
7.
the pinata he is. You manage to come right out of it as you kind of grab him by the throat. he was barely hanging on to begin with, and just sort of the shock of his friend, even though they've trained for it. This is the first time encountering a vampire lobbing fireballs and using telekinesis. His training isn't enough to stop the shock from taking over, and he goes just kind of after a catatonic moment of flitting through the air, he goes out. Rory, you will still acquire ass stain for the evening. Well, to be resolved at a later point.
Yep.
You have went against your consensualism. You
Yep.
People got
Not my fault.
stains. And it ain't Ashley Dane.
frenzied Rory is kind of hot. Let him eat. Eat them all. Like chat popping off over here. Just give in to the hunger. Eat all of them. I mean, if this was a democracy, both of them would be dead right now.
It's true.
We are going to cut away from. Go ahead. Yeah, we were about to cut back
yeah.
to Ashley and Damon anyway. So go ahead. It sounds like you had something to say, Shelly. So go ahead.
Nope, that's what I was like. Okay, are we at the car?
Yeah, so y'all are at the car, and we get that sort of distant, like, Wilhelm scream. You know, like, ah! Like, somewhere off in the distance, as this person just
Ashley
dies
is,
bloody. And you hear that curdling, they died bloody somewhere and horrible.
Yeah.
Cries that Ashley maybe even gets it in her recently a little bit more warmed heart. Maybe one that sort of reverberates back somewhere distant for her. And for Damon, well, I guess I'm not certain how Damon feels about, like, unabashed beast slaying out and about with this coterie he's only recently joined. But Damon, you hear it too. Ashley, you're about to say something.
I'm assuming we got to the car.
Yeah, y'all are at the car.
Ashley is going to gonna just make Damon put her down and just be like, get in the fucking car.
I don't know if I want to hang out with you guys. My first night out, meet you guys, we almost get blown up.
Yeah, well, don't expect this all the time. Get in the fucking car. And she's just gonna push him in the back and like get in herself, and she's gonna scream, get back to the front of the house, the front of that place. We gotta go pick up people to Sam 3. Is Sam 3 alive?
Yeah. Yeah, and there are
Bitch!
there are no visible signs of somebody getting hit with the vehicle recently. He doesn't.
That's good.
His suit jacket looks good. He's fine for all intents and purposes. He's actually a pretty good driver. Probably the best of the Sams, quite frankly. Also has some ties into his lore sheet that he's good at navigating and driving. So he's actually a really solid driver. I know you sent me his character sheet, but I was probably going to bump his drive stat to like max dots just straight up.
Oh, I have him at 3 or 4. I can't remember.
If he's 3, I'll put him to 4. If he's 4, I'll put him to 5. GM bonus, ST bonus. So he's a damn good driver. And he was able to, kind of like part of driving, especially when you're kind of more on the uncouth side of things, is knowing how to like hide your car to stay, if you're tailing somebody, not get noticed, things like that. So he's able to stay discreet in all the chaos. Are you all right? He says, looking in the rearview mirror.
Ashley's gonna kind of straighten herself out and kind of, if she has like any soot or anything on her face.
Oh, there is soot.
Yeah. She's just gonna try to wipe it off.
Some debris in both of y'all's hair,
Yeah. We have an issue.
Oh yeah. You don't say.
And then she's gonna breathe. Like that was the Chicago accent, and then she's gonna breathe. We have an issue. Get back to the front of the house. We need to pick up everyone else.
All right. Sam sort of drives around. Is careful not to peel out, but does drive with some urgency.
And Ashley is texting PKJ.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time.
All right. You pull around in time to perhaps see Rory emerge from the alley, uh,
with a
slick with
body.
slick
Floating.
slick with gore and levitating a body off to the side of him. Like
She's gonna get out
don't
with
think
the
you've-
phone in hand.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen Rory like this. Like in
No.
ever.
No. Yeah, because she met them as consensualists, and so she's just gonna get out and just be like, Rory.
Damon, Rory reminds you of home right now.
I was gonna say, man, I'm like, he's not as boring as I thought. Yes.
Rory. Rory.
Am I out
Grab.
of it? Am I back in control?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Throw the body in the back.
You'll note the body is not Sasha.
Where's Sasha?
They took her. That's why this one.
Ashley's going to punch the car.
Even at your like 2 strength, you managed to put a nice dent, like good dent into the side of it.
Ashley is going to punch the car, put the fucker in the back.
Pop the trunk, Sam. Please.
It's already up. Yeah.
And she's going to add, we have to the text, we have a bigger issue. It's she's gonna say it's like 12 again.
So that your reset for me. What's the text say to PKJ?
The first text, because she didn't, like, as they're driving up, we have an issue. And then as soon as she sees that the body is a first lighter, and Rory says that they have her, it's like 12 again. We need to meet now.
I think it is with that we will take our first intermission.
All right, good. Hey, Pete.
You know, you can just be like, hey, send me a message in the video
can.
chat and be
I
like,
could do that.
I could, but I don't want to miss the drama.
Wins our big break. All right, chat gang. We'll be right back after a 5-10 minute intermission. Hydrate if you need to. Grab yourself a tasty beverage like some milk or
Some
whatever. Blood. Yeah, I mean, I've got my vampire blood right here.
Recipe. It's fine.
It's this coffee actually. Usually it's my water mug. All right, but yeah, we'll be right back. Hope your minds are adequately blown like that condo was blown up. See y'all shortly. we are back. Hope you all had a enjoyable intermission. I hope you, drank some water or whatever. Um, maybe grabbed a little Jason Carl juice.
I grabbed blood.
Blut.
Blood.
All right. So, I think if y'all are okay with it, we can time jump back to a secure location, perhaps coterie.
Nope.
No. Okay.
No, we are not going to the coterie house with that
Well,
guy.
I was thinking. I said secure location. Well, I guess where do y'all want to go? You've got PKJ's text, and he hasn't gotten back to you, immediately. There's going to be a dramatically appropriate moment
Of course.
when PKJ is a busy
Yeah,
guy, and
he's the
and
prince.
even if you have a lore sheet with the Prince of Chicago, it might take a minute.
Yeah. Fuck.
Go ahead, take your time.
I'm trying to think where would be an appropriate place to take this fucker.
I could tell you a fun place.
We can go to the junkyard.
I was going to say the docks. There's
No,
a
I'm
particular
not.
section of the. Okay, all right.
I don't want to go back to the docks.
Was it what does Wretch call his haven?
The junkyard.
Junkyard?
It's a junkyard, right? Yeah. It's actually a pretty decent place, but he does have, like I said, that like sort of maze, which might not be too bad. And it will look like a junkyard to the untrained eye, right? Like it's not the Chicago dump, but it'll look close enough to where maybe the untrained eye can't tell anyway, right? Go ahead and roll your first light ability, your intelligence first light, as you throw this.
Intelligence first light. Okay.
Yeah. You may also do wits if you wish, but it's intelligence is more appropriate. Wits would get you like less
No.
information. Okay.
I have more dots in intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, come on, be nice to me. Actually, how I roll to get 2 more dice, right? I do the.
You can spend a willpower. Yeah, you can rouse to get 2 dice. Sorry.
Yeah, rouse. Sorry, that's what I meant. Rouse to.
And then
Ronda
for
Rousey.
simplicity's sake, I've said willpower is 3 dice because it's been errated a couple different ways, and I'm just like, fuck it, 3 is my favorite number. So we.
I get hungrier.
What are you?
Which would make sense because she is pissed. She is pissed. She's had to deal with first light again.
What hunger are you at?
2.
The beast is a quiet whisper at this point. Just kind of.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Just
5.
chill in the
5.
background.
Yeah, you can feel that buzz of the beast kind of coming online there, right?
Like, hey, buddy.
With 5 successes, one of 2 things. The first and foremost is you're able to help Sam, drive in such a way that if you have a tail, like you'd be able to lose it decently, especially if like there's some sort of aerial tail, the sort of thing where like, oh, go park under that drawbridge here, and like you're able to help him sort of navigate in a way to lose any sort of unseen tails, especially aerial ones, right?
I think I also gave him a dot in first light, if I remember correctly.
I mean, he'd be more assisting you than the other way around. So
yeah. But I did give him. Yeah, I gave him a dot in first light,
Makes
just
sense.
because he's dealt with them before.
Right. So, I mean, has anyone told him about his brother yet?
Nope. No, he does not know about his brother.
So, yeah, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, some first light, folks are tagged occasionally with GPS, even on their person or something like that. Usually not the like sort of like privates and the they still have paramilitary sort of organization, right? But
Yeah.
usually not that sort of like lower level. I mean, this shit's expensive, and they're largely the way they get their funding is not
On the books.
right. So they still have to so not usually, but it's maybe worth checking just in case as well.
Yeah.
Once you sort of
Yeah, Ashley will like as no, actually she'll probably still guide uh Sam 3, and she'll just look at Damon and be like, I need you to check that body in the back to see if it's being tracked or not. Check for bumps in the skin, check for anything that's physical, please.
yeah, so Damon's done some wet work. So you're from the kind of militant Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a wits awareness, but there's like no penalty or anything like that to look for something. So, and you are in an SUV, so you can just kind of get access to the trunk. So.
3 successes.
No, he seems clean. Do you communicate this to your coterie?
Yeah, I'm gonna like just like boredly flip him around and be like, that doesn't seem like there's anything.
Never change.
All right. No phone on him or anything. Radio.
He has a radio. Yeah, he does have a radio.
Are they communicating?
He wouldn't have a phone. The radio's been pretty decently singed, however. I mean, even it might have like a low. It might still have like like the capacitor in it or something. Might still like have like an electric signature, but it's not transmitting. It's decently toast.
Do you want this? I'm gonna hold it out to her.
Throw it out the window.
Okay.
Just kind of launches it out the window.
I'm gonna launch with a little extra oomph though, and try to see if I can hit it on something or get it off like
Shatter
far
it.
to the side.
All right.
'Cause I don't want it to be like too easy to find.
All right. So strength. I suppose you could do a strength athletics or
Yeah.
to just like launch this like a baseball,
Yeet.
like fast pitch, eat it.
8 successes.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
You
Yeah,
have,
I think it's fucking
you have
done.
you have some protean, don't you?
I have some potence.
Or potent, sorry. Yeah, you have some potence, don't you? How many potent dots do you have?
Well, so I haven't put it on the sheet yet, but with all my extra points that I was going to add the ability called Wrecker. It's from the new player's handbook. It essentially, whenever you do feats of strength, you double your dots of potence.
Yeah, so
So
I
instead
was
of
okay,
3
go ahead.
potence, I have 6 potence.
So
Oh
I
my
was
God.
already going to like what I do with celerity, kind of give you like a sort of like a pseudo buff.
And it's passive. You don't have to rouse or anything.
Yeah,
Fucking
you launch
Christ.
this fucking thing like I don't want to say masquerade breach because you're just driving by and something goes out a window, but were you to throw this thing like in front of a bunch of people, like they would be
Somebody
calling
would
up.
die.
Yeah, they'd be calling up Guinness Book of World Records. A few people would be like, "That's not natural." You just. Whew.
I can shot put an SUV. That's what we're saying.
This thing is gone, and you distantly hear it break, like on a delay, right? Like it's just like it's like that scene in Moana when Maui jumps down the hole. He's like, and there's just nothing. I'm still falling. Like, that happens with the.
Oh my god.
I love my games. How I'm just like, oh, pure horror, pure drama,
Disney.
Disney joke. Yeah,
Um
I'm a weirdo. Yeah,
well,
fucking thing's gone. The coterie witnesses your feat of strength too. They're like,
I don't give a fuck.
unmistakably.
She's focused. Ashley is laser focused.
I mean, there's a bit of a soft flex, just
Yeah.
All right.
Damon's the opposite. Damon is indifferent and doesn't care.
Yeah. And we've been to the junkyard before because we dropped Rory off,
You
so
dropped
he
me.
knows how.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he knows how to get there.
Even though you've been more than a few times, the junkyard is, and that's his colloquial, way of referring to it, right? It's difficult to navigate. Like you basically pull up to it, and you can't navigate
No.
the maze. This is a Nosferatu maze, and he's probably got some things supplementing how confusing it is to navigate, right?
Yeah,
And
I'll have given him a heads up that we're coming in, and
Okay.
it's an emergency.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be here. Let yourself in the back way. He says, or if you're reading the text, you read it in his voice, right?
Yeah, never mind.
For Damon, who may not have been there before, that beginning scene to the 13 Ghosts remake, where it's just the piles of cars. Imagine that, except a maze, like deliberately stacked with these crushed cars, like all around in this like
I
intricate.
love him already.
Yeah, that's Wretch. This Nosferatu's like haven. It's
One of many, right? He has a
yes.
lot of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is it's labyrinthian, and when you finally get to like the center where you would expect a minotaur or like a sledgehammer fisted hulkish like colossal ghost thing to kill you, there's a like essentially a sewer uh lid that drops down into like what I can only describe as the TMNT2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2 layer, like except a little more.
I appreciate the collaboration of two of my favorite movies.
So that's
Which, by the way,
good.
they're making a TV show for 13 Ghosts.
Oh God.
I legitimately love the remake, by the way. Real
So do
talk.
I.
It's the first one's like good. I mean, Vincent Price, right? Like I think it's Vincent Price. It's solid. But I love the remake. Fucking Matthew Lillard and the actor for Monk are just they're so good together, and the kills are excellent.
The
But
ghosts are
also the
pretty
like
awesome.
but also the ghost design is sweet, and but also the subtext of it all, like about family and
Family.
family. Yeah,
Family.
Vin Diesel approves.
yeah, Vin Diesel. All right.
Too many streams. Fucking.
Yeah, just
going on
crossed
this.
them all. We crossed
Blah.
every stream. Fucking
Was it
Disney 13
was it the 90
Ghosts.
degrees of ham or bacon?
Oh yeah. Ashley is going to tell Sam 3 to to come back later. She doesn't want him here.
Yes, ma'am. He says.
She's also going to grab. I think there is probably like a Wetworks kit in the back of the car,
Okay.
and she's gonna grab that.
All right.
Be-
Go ahead.
But before you send him away, come here for a second, Ashley.
What?
You and me.
Oh, Ashley doesn't know yet either.
What's wrong?
First Light has Sam, too.
What do you mean?
They've captured him and have been interrogating him. That's how they knew where we were. That's how they knew where to strike. Should we tell Sam?
No. Sam doesn't need to worry about this. He needs to get somewhere safe.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me know. I have a lot to tell you. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll talk about this later. Ashley is going to take the kit, and she's going to look at Damon and just be like, "Can you carry him down there, please? Thank you." And get him stripped and to his underwear and tied up, please,
Nice.
with a bag over his head. Thank you.
Damon, I assume, does this.
It's up to Damon.
Yeah, do it. Whatever.
Whatever. Hey, as long as you want to do it, that's the thing. That's like,
What else want to do?
We'll get
Right
him
here?
yet. Yeah, go ahead. I just cut off.
Whenever Ashley gets down there, she's going to is Wretch there?
You don't see Wretch there, but a lot of stuff has been like covered up with like like
Sheets and
yeah,
things.
nondescript black tarps and stuff, just kind of like all over everywhere. The brick patterns around the area, you can't necessarily tell it's subterranean, like it's a basement. And you notice as you come down, like the way the tarps are, it kind of like leads you back towards this area where one of the tunnels has collapsed, and there's a single chair set up. Nothing as fancy as the metal chair from your premonition. It's like a 1970s wooden kitchen chair with the green cushion and
Yeah.
in the corner, like clearly salvaged from a real junkyard. And then there's a bright sort of LED spotlight that's been jury rigged into the ceiling facing the exact chair, so you wouldn't be able to see what's
Anything
behind
else?
it. Yeah.
Ashley's going to go off into a corner, and she's going to call. She's going to call William.
Oh, I was beginning to wonder if you forgot about our date, darling. Clearly, you haven't. I've been looking forward to it all week. What is this? This Sunday? This Saturday? Oh, time has certainly flown.
William,
Oh.
I don't.
Oh, certainly you have time to indulge me this time. We've you don't forget what you've traded for this, have you?
William, we have an issue.
All right, yeah, go on. I mean, it's about to. What is it?
One, I need Anthony here. Two,
Anthony Capitalism?
yes, Anthony Capitalism. Anthony is one of the twins. He is he does a lot of he has now taken over Ashley's position for William for doing the wet work for him. And she says, I need Anthony here. I'll give you the address. I also...
We sure about that?
I'm in... she's separated herself. She's not near you. She is made sure that this call is completely alone. I need Anthony here, and we have a 12 issue.
This brings to mind two things. First and foremost, now you're staying for dessert.
Yeah.
And second, Anthony and the 12th. Must be and 12. I do feel like there's something else to add to your tab regarding that. I was clear of that, you see. Honest man on an honest path now.
William,
You
don't
just
bullshit me.
want to rope me all back into it all over again.
William, please.
I hate to be that guy, but you don't work for me. And what makes you think Anthony's at your disposal? We're still on for this Saturday. But
I'll owe something bigger than a dinner. Okay?
ooh, now my interests are piqued. What are you offering, my dear Sasha, or dear Ashley? I caught it. I caught it.
Um, two minor boons. I'm going to have to owe other people bigger things soon. So please just understand.
Oh, your debt with others is really none of my concern. That's really not how any of this works. Let me
I'm just trying to mitigate conflict of interest, William.
And I'm just trying to savor this moment of you asking me for, what is that, 2, 3 favors in as many weeks? The powerful, independent Ashley Dame, leader of her own coterie and earkeeper of the prince himself. One major. And dessert, of course.
Of course. Fine. Tell him to bring his kit.
You can pick, you can send a car for
Anthony
Anthony. Oh, he'd say Mr. in his last name.
Smith.
You can send a car for Mr. Smith. I trust you know to which
Mr.
apartment.
Smith.
Of course. And she's going to hang up.
I can't help but overhear your conversation.
Wretch. She's going to text Sam 3 and say, drop by Bill's house. You're picking someone up to drop them off.
You wouldn't mind if I make sure that Mr. Smith arrives discreetly. I'm always
Sam is
for
good
you.
at Sam is good.
Oh, I'm all for you. Your party and hanging out here, but too many.
We are not hanging out. We need
Too
this.
many strays, and I start to get I really like this layer.
Understand. I'll have somebody come clean it afterwards.
Oh, that's not what I'm implying. I'm just friends of yours or friends of mine, but
He's not my friend.
enemies of yours are well,
He's my sibling.
like I said, enemies of yours are I'm just gonna go throw a bag over his head if that's all right with you.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
You don't see Wretch. He's just fucking somewhere. And you hear his voice.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, he's just like fucking cloak of whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yeah, he's
Fucking
obfuscated.
cloak-
Yeah,
he's
he's
obfuscated.
this is
fucking
a
cloak of shadows.
yeah. He's
buddy.
not. He's got some tech savvy, but he is not the like specialized in tech kind of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
This is
Just
the like
in case.
punch holes through a gargoyle's chest and like never be seen kind of Nosferatu.
Yeah. Hey, Wretch.
Gotta
do you
have both.
a-
His
Yeah.
voice more distantly.
Yeah.
I know he's not the same clan as you, but you got access to the hurricane?
I believe it or not, he owes me a favor. I made some eyes go away one time. Like literally at first, and then, more figuratively.
Can you I'll owe you
Mm.
what? What is the favor?
Call it
Major,
one
minor?
Call it one minor, and we're good.
Yeah, I'll owe you a minor if you
I
can
don't
get a hold of
really.
him.
I'm more interested in making friends than cashing in boons. It gets difficult to keep track of them all,
Yeah. If you can just get a hold of him, tell him that we need a lot of new tech.
Might take a minute. He's about as good at laying low as I am. Well, not that good, but pretty good.
Yeah.
More of a Dwayne situation, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, Dwayne's in our basement, and I don't want to
Yeah,
bring
hiding
any attention to my house.
hiding under a few skirts. That sounds like Dwayne.
My
Remember,
skirts are quite small,
they don't like each other.
obviously.
But I love them both so much.
Ashley's just gonna shout out, and not shout out, but like talk into the void. You got a table I can set this bag onto?
Yeah, Rory should, the one the PlayStation 2 is on, that should do just fine.
Okay, thanks. And Ashley's going to put the phone wherever the fuck the phone is. She's gonna put it in her boob. Fuck it. Boob phone.
That's nature's pocket right there.
Nature's pocket. And she's going to carry the bag towards the tied up guy.
Yeah, Ashley comes back in eye shot, I suppose, of
Yeah.
of Rory and Damon.
On
The
the
person, the first light individual
The
that you
guy.
have tied up
yeah.
is not readily conscious. This is somebody who probably needs a little bit of medical attention to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
On
fine.
the other side of the room from that guy sitting against the wall, Rory is just cradling Sasha's shotgun, staring at this bagged ass wagon.
Ashley is going to grab the table, start setting the bag up, taking things out kind of methodically. You kind of see her kind of just glaze over, and like she's done this a couple of times. And then she's going to reach in, pull out the gloves, put them on, crack her knuckles.
I think we can call it there, don't you? We're at 11:06. Gives us some time to prepare what your torture scene's going to look like, and me time to read up on Anthony and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's up to everybody else. Does anybody else have anything that they want to do? No.
I see. It's just 11 o'clock's kind of our soft out. It feels like a decent breaking point before we get into like the juicy stuff,
Mhm.
And you do have that dinner date.
Yeah.
Next session.
I think in the bag as well is a bag of Ashley's blood.
Oh my! Well, your blood doesn't. For ghouls, it can store, but in terms of bonding somebody else, it's got to be live.
Okay, that's fine. Well, Ashley was just gonna try to wake him up with blood.
You can do that with a live drop.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah. All right. So I hate to do only a mere 2-hour, 15-minute session for y'all tonight. Probably worked out to about an hour 45. But coming back after a couple weeks off, you know,
It's about
not,
to get crazy.
not a full coterie. And if you thought shit hit the fan in between the sort of Act 1 and Act 2, this is the quiet moment. The every time you shift acts, the pace is supposed to pick up until you get into your sort of like final act and your falling action. Um, so just a taste of the craziness. Um, I have an idea for next week that I think will be a little fun. I'll talk to the coterie about it offline a little bit, and otherwise, yeah, let's do our quick outros and.
Should I go ahead and roll my stain before we sign off?
We can resolve it off camera if you'd prefer. It's your call.
Either way.
Let's just handle it off camera. I've tended to resolve stains off camera. Just like I consider it in the same category as XP and stuff. You know, you just kind of do that all together. So we'll handle it off camera. Also, there's a little bit of suspense when you, I think, for an audience when you come back and like you're a lower humanity or something like that. That's a nice little like suspense. Like, are they going to lose the humanity or are they not? So yeah. I guess. Yeah. So Shelly, you've got a pretty huge month here. Why don't you, tell folks who you are and what's going on here?
Yeah. Hi everyone. This is Shelly Von Miller. I've been playing Ashley Dame. Y'all are about to figure out what the fuck's going on with her. I'm streaming a bunch. I'm doing a lot of things. Fridays on my stream, we're doing Shelly Spooky Season watch party and get ready with me, where I get into drag and we host Twitch watch party movie nights. This Friday is Saw. We're starting around 9 p.m. To get ready.
Central?
9 p.m. U.S. Central.
Yeah.
And also on Thursdays, you can catch me with Meph playing Dragonbane on R&R Production.
It's pretty solid. Saw, highly underrated film. Everybody.
Yep. Saw 1, everyone.
Go
Saw
back
one is
and
the best Saw.
it
the
is.
best Saw.
It's the best Saw. I'd actually put it in my like arbitrary list of best horror films. Just
I would too.
arbitrary long list, like because there's a
It
lot of
basically
reasons.
resurrected a genre of horror and totally changed the game because the time of its release was during the slasher like oversaturation, and then Saw came out and totally like changed everything.
It's also leftist as fuck.
I also just finished watching it earlier tonight, and so I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So enjoy that watch party. Follow Shelly at Shelly Von Miller on all of the
at
socials.
Shelly Von Miller everywhere.
On all the socials and check her out for the watch party. I promise I'm going to gank one of them myself. I kind of lurked last week.
Yeah.
So Michael,
Yeah,
who are you?
I definitely
where can
did
folks find you?
just put Mountain Dew in my lungs. It's fine.
All right, so Scott, real quick. Well, Michael recovers. How's it going, Scott? I know you're.
Just been getting a lot of relating to the other part of this thing is getting back hard into Warhammer stuff. So busting out my demons for new editions of AOS and 40k because Scott loves all things demons and demonic.
He's
Hooray.
kind of like the Mephisto of demons and demonic, where I'm like all about the undead, and he's all about the demons. He's really like my brother from another mother.
Horror movies.
Demonologist.
Yeah.
Lich.
Yeah,
Exactly.
demonologist, lich. It really goes hand in hand.
Warlock in real life.
Yeah.
Warlock in real life. Chaos magician.
Pact of the Tome. Pact of the Tome.
Yeah. Look, it's all sweet. If they want to happen to follow you on Twitter, I'm sorry, X. Now they've finally switched over the URL, so I guess I'll start calling that. No, I'm never going to call it that. That's stupid. It's stupid. Elon Musk.
I also randomly get into discussions on X about vampire because Bali and Zamis and all them, we like to get together and just talk vampire stuff. And so like I randomly just generated a weird bunch of followers and we talk about weird shit.
Yeah, so where is that at, by the way? Like, what is that?
It's at Death Jester on X.
inappropriate vampire player name, by the way.
Death
It couldn't be
X
Dude,
more
that was
Master.
born during the Xbox era when all the handles came out.
with X, yeah, like Driss Du Orden XXX, Sephiroth
Yeah,
XX.
you have all the
yeah.
stupid names.
I
You look back at your old Twitter account, you're like,
Don't get me started.
and
Fucking aim.
and now currently no longer choking on Mountain Dew theoretically, Michael. How's it going?
Yes.
we aren't
Hello,
sure
I
yet.
am in fact largely recovered, Michael. And
The Chalupa.
The
exactly,
chalupa.
I am the chalupa. I have been Rory tonight, who's gone from sad boy to angry boy,
To hungry
and
boy.
hungry boy. Not so hungry anymore.
He was a
Damon as an
veritable
assault feeder
roller
gives you a
coaster.
5 out of 10.
Yeah. May or may not be plotting to burn down just First Light at this point. Just
You're welcome.
yeah.
See how I interwove the First Light in with other storylines?
Yes.
Look at that expert narrative skills from our ST, who should definitely be hired officially by somebody out there.
Somebody.
Yes.
Yes.
Or we should
But
definitely be syndicated by Vampire the Masquerader, Paradox.
yeah.
Get at us. Sorry, Michael. Go on.
You're good, yeah. You can find me tomorrow, 11 Pacific on Spectrum TTRPG, where I will be playing a large boy in a Power Ranger Street Samurai game.
title.
I was like a large
And
one.
then
I'm glad I wasn't the only
Thursday,
one.
on the same channel, 1 hour earlier, we have session 2 of our pre-recorded Star Trek game during our hiatus. We did a little Lower Decks.
Ooh.
That's a fun game.
That's fun. And soon we'll be launching another Power Rangers game, Heirs to Olympus. Bunch of Greek-themed dumbasses running around Atlantic City.
I
Nice.
actually kind of love that.
I like that.
Futurama,
fucking like
like,
that.
howdy, the lost city of Atlanta. Howdy, y'all. Like,
Oh my
I love
God.
that. I love that so much. That's so good.
Yeah.
What about you, wonderful ST? Who are you, and where can they find you?
The Twitter stuff. What's the Twitter? Did we get the Twitter handle?
Oh,
Oh yeah, Sub-Zero Jalapeno.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that your
On the
name in our thing that no one can see is Chalupa. And for whatever reason, it made me think ADHD brain, everybody. So I if you haven't noticed here, this is the segue. I'm Mephisto. I name every adventure in basically everything after like music titles. The theme of the music titles tends to like be consistent with whatever the game is. And this game set in the second city, double entendre for both being the second city I'm running a chronicle in, Milwaukee being the first, Chicago being the second, but also the second city is Chicago, one of Chicago's nicknames. So all the adventures have been a blues song title, and tonight it's a Bob Dylan song, who was born in Duluth, Minnesota, which got me thinking for whatever reason about Chris Farley, who's from Wisconsin. And when I saw your name was the Chalupa, again, ADHD brain, it tracks. All I kept thinking is La Chalupa, and like it's Spanish for the Chalupa, which is a great Chris Farley bit where he's like, I am El Nino, which is Spanish for the Nino. And he's like, it's all I could think about. And it
Chris
just like
Farley.
my brain went all the way to Chris Farley. But yeah, I'm the magical Mr. Mephisto. If you're not into the whole brevity thing, if you're on my channel, you probably already know that. If you're watching on the YouTube VODs, which are totally scheduled to start releasing our shit this week, by the way. Yeah, I do all the spooky and macabre shit with a platform of mental health visibility. I am bringing back the Rantcast after its year hiatus for the mental health maintenance mode I was in. If anyone noticed, I was on sort of a sabbatical from streaming for the most part on my own channel. And now I'm back. But I've got motherfucking Dan Drambles on Friday, who is Friday the 13th, because of course at 1 p.m. Central, which is 1300 hours, because Friday the 13th at 13. Come on, I couldn't not do it. I know. I know. I'm giving you all 1 pun XP for how fucking clever I am with that.
I see it.
And
I'll allow it.
yeah, Dan Drambles is one of my favorite YouTubers. He does a series called Wholesome Halloween. I especially recommend the Wholesome Halloween series for people who aren't big into horror. He's got 3 years worth of it. This year apparently is going to be the last year. I will be asking him why God why on my podcast live because it's again one of my favorite things. And cool dude. I can't wait for that conversation. Obviously, it's Rantcast, so it's we're gonna go through a bunch of rabbit holes. We're gonna talk a bunch about horror. Um, I'm so excited. You can follow me at at Mephisto Mori on all of the socials, especially the Cool Kids Club, Blue Sky, which apparently is super exclusive, and you only get in there if you have an invite code. So if you're cool enough to have gotten one of those invite codes, follow me there. Otherwise, I think I'm on Instagram as Mephisto Mori and Threads, and I can only really keep track of one social right now. So follow me on X mostly, and YouTube and whatever. So yeah, you're already here, so come back next week. Do all the things you're supposed to do, like, subscribe, etc., etc. But most importantly, follow my friends here on the Twitter and their various streaming platforms because cross-pollination, grassroots community is based. Be awesome. Be good at the internet. That's how you're good at it. But yeah, thanks for watching Endless Elegy. Remember, Chat Gang, you're the show within the show. The reason I do this thing. Remember, drink your milk, pay your taxes, be excellent to each other. We'll catch you next week. Same vampire time, same vampire place. Peace.